but just to kind of talk about your fight in the second half. You got on a roll there. You almost single-handedly got the team back in, and just kind of talk about that stretch and what you were able to do.
I knew offensively we didn't have really much going, so I just had to take matters in my own hand and do whatever I could do in order for my team to come out and try to win.
How'd you feel tonight? I mean, you got a couple of minutes, some minutes the last game, and you really looked like you were back in form.
I feel pretty good. I'm pretty sure I'm about 100% healthy right now, so I'm getting better every day, getting my feet under me in practice, still working out, so just looking forward to the next game.
Do you think there was maybe a smidge of clock left? I know they had to review that, and they say, I guess, the time expired. What did you think about that?
I thought it was just disappointing that we didn't get the chance to, try and win, but, it was on to the next play. Can't do nothing about it.
There was a stretch there in the first half. Miami hadn't scored for several minutes, but you guys didn't take advantage of that. You look back on that now as a chance there to get some points.
Yeah, I just think those are possessions that we got to capitalize on. I don't think we did a great job on that, especially on turnovers. We had way too many turnovers, and we didn't score enough on our turnovers.
CJ looked obviously crushed for missing the free throw. What do you say to him to pick him up?
I just tell him to keep his head up. I mean, it's this next play. It's a missed shot. It's not a mistake. Everyone misses shots. Just to keep his head up, stay positive, and look forward to the next game.
What do you see as the strengths of this team? I mean, it's had a good run now up till today.
The team is great. I think we have a lot of guys on the perimeter that can score the ball. We have a lot of length on the team. And defensively, I think we're underestimated. I think we have a great defensive team. And I think once offense gets going for us, we're going to be a really tough team to deal with.
What's the key to get the offense to pick up? What are you guys honing in on?
I think just penetration. I mean, we do it all the time in practice, so right now it's just not clicking for us in the game. So once we get over that hump, then I think everything will be perfect for us.
Miami do anything that contributed to that struggle?
I just think they out-toughed us tonight. As you can see in the rebounds, they had 28 rebounds, and one kid had 13 rebounds himself. So, I think they just out-rebounded us. We limited the rebounds and second chance points. We won the game. I think my shot has gotten a lot better. I really put a lot of work into that in the off-season. I worked on getting to the basket, finishing. My free throws are getting better every day. So, I'm doing whatever I can to do in order for my team to win. Unfortunately, I couldn't do that tonight.
How challenging was it to sit on the bench and watch those first couple of games and not be out there?
It was challenging, but, I had to try to keep my head up and stay positive for my teammates, keep encouraging them and do whatever I can do.
Darius, for you to be freshly back, the way you carried this team tonight was commendable, so I just want to say that. But how well do you think you all communicated tonight? Do you feel like you could have improved on that?
I think our lack of communication was definitely there. I think we definitely have to be better than that. But it's something we preach every day in practice, communication. During the first half, I thought the communication was doing pretty good. But in the second half, I think as we got tired and fatigued, it dropped off.
What have you learned about the team thus far?
I feel like the team has a huge upside. I don't really see us having a huge downside. I feel like we have a huge upside that no one has seen yet.
What do you like about playing with these guys?
I love it. We have so many different guys on the team. We have so many skilled people that people don't really realize. We got Taylor, we got CJ, we got Ithiel, CJ Kelly, Brandon Suggs. We got our depth is really deep. Ty, Mike Durr, so it just goes down the line.
You guys like each other? It seems like you guys get along, and how's that part of it?
Yeah, liking each other is not a problem. We're all new here, so the chemistry is still starting to form. So once it's growing every day, so it's going to get there.
How does being a bunch of new guys help you develop that chemistry? Everybody's kind of got to get to know one another.
We have different guys. Everyone has played with someone similar in every position. We got different guards at different colleges, so you just got to learn each other's strengths and their weaknesses, and know where to give the guys the ball and where their weaknesses are. So.
It was a really good game. I give Miami, a lot of credit. I thought they made a lot of tough plays, especially, on the boards. I thought Omir was, for his 21 minutes, he had a huge impact in the game. For 21 minutes having a double-double is phenomenal. And so, I thought he definitely impacted. I thought they made timely plays, timely shots. And then for us, I think, defensively, we got to continue to work, as I've said, to get better. I thought they shot 48% from the field against us, and that's something that we haven't been giving up. So we have to get back to the drawing board and find out what we did wrong in those situations and look to continue to improve.
Get back into it.
Well, it's good to get him back. He's a dynamic guard. He can move the ball wherever he wants to on the floor. He can pass, he can score. And so it's good to have him back into the rotations. And for us, I mean, they got momentum, as you mentioned before, at the end of the half. Hit a couple, tough shots, one off the board at half court, hit another off the backboard shot in the second half during their run. I mean, and so they had momentum to end the half, and they started off good second half. We got to do a better job when we go in the locker room and coming back out of making sure we execute our game plan and making sure that, we stymie runs or try to limit that early on. And we dug a hole for ourselves. But as you mentioned, to our guys' credit, we fought back. But for us, there's no moral victories. So, I mean, they did a great job of fighting back, but we have to find ways to get over the hump.
Tough way to end the game, having to watch the clock there, right?
Yeah, definitely a tough way to end the game. We were hoping to get one more look at it, see what we could run based on how much time was left on the clock. But they had timed it out, 3 times, and every time they timed it out, it was above the 1.4. So they used the stop clock to time it out on the on the live feed. And every time they timed it out, they said it came out higher than the 1.4. So what are you going to do in that point? It's disappointing to see if we can get a last shot at it, see what it looked like. I mean, such a good game. You hate to see it end, on that type of note. So that was very disappointing for us and our team.
You thought there was a little bit, enough time, maybe?
I was hopeful. I mean, I didn't know because the ball got popped up in the air, and the clock's going to keep going until it hits the ground. No matter what, even though it's out of bounds, it's still ticking. And I'm watching the seconds go, and I'm like, how much time did it take for that ball to come out of the air? Because they're going to time that. And of course, they made the call.
On that final drive you had was
Absolutely. We were looking to go with Darius in transition, and we wanted to keep the floor open, which we had it open. We had no more timeout, so he was coming down the floor, and we knew we had ample time. The thing was, he made a good play, got to CJ. CJ got fouled, and he went up there and missed the first free throw, and that's going to happen. He hadn't been playing in a long time. I'm sure he's still fighting off a lot of rust. And so he missed the first one. We attempted to miss the second one on purpose, of course, and try to, offensive rebound. And that's where the ball got hit up in the air.
First half, Miami goes through a stretch where they're stuck on 15 for several minutes, but it didn't look like you guys could capitalize on that and get
Exactly. I thought our defense was in place, but we were guarding hard. And but we weren't, give them credit. They were defending well, and we couldn't score. So both teams were kind of stuck, even though we were getting stops. We weren't able to build a sizable lead because, we couldn't come down and execute and score the ball ourselves. And so, like I said, they're playing hard. They're passionate about what they want to do, just like we are. So I give them credit that I thought they defended well.
How is C.J. Walker obviously getting crushed after that? How is he doing?
I think C.J. will bounce back. I mean, it's always hard when you're in that position and you miss that type of shot. But he'll bounce back. I mean, he's an experienced player. He's older. He's a senior. I mean, I don't see him that, understanding the importance of just moving forward, use it as a lesson, the experience and be better, as going forward.
Coach, as you said, this team has some fight, and how much has the previous games, Oklahoma State, Florida State, have helped you, fight back into these games?
Well, not just those teams, but every team we've played, has been a challenge for us. I mean, it's been early in the season. Sometimes, you look at your record, and we won some close games. We won some single-digit games, some overtime game. And so all those experiences have been good for us. And, playing the teams like Florida State or Oklahoma State and well as Miami, I think it's good for us. I think, for us to prepare for the conference that we're in, we need to be in games like that in those environments because that helps prepare us for the American and, it's always going to be tough. We already know no matter what, on the road or at home in the conference, it's going to be, very competitive. And if we don't play teams of that caliber, then we won't be prepared to compete against those finals. And our guys in preparation for that and, tests. And so we want to make sure these guys are, that's the most important thing right now is making sure our guys are locked in and finish the semester strong.
What do you like most about what you're seeing from chemistry now? You got CJ back in there and Darius back in there and the way these guys are mixing.
Well, we're working at it. Right now, we're still a work in progress. Like I said, it's early in the season, so every team is in the same boat that we're in. And, there are a lot of things to improve on offensively and defensively. I don't think there's any coach that's going to say they love what they're doing right now. I think everybody has a lot of room to grow and improve. And for us, I like the fact, like I said, that we've defended as hard as we have. We played for each other. I like those two things about our team. We're definitely playing for each other. Defensively, we've been able to hang our hat on that most of the time, not as much tonight. So those things that I've liked about our team. And, we have to learn to build off of that where we're still trying to improve in the areas that we know we need to clean up. We have, 7 assists and 15 turns. I mean, that's an area that we have to clean up. We have to get better in that area. And I think part of it is just chemistry and continuity. You know, new guys in, I'm not used to connecting with you. You're not used to connecting with me. Oh, I thought you were going to go back door. You came out. I thought you were going to come out and you went back door. And I'm trying to connect. You can see just sometimes it looks like a little bit herky-jerky or shaky only because those guys haven't played with each other very long. If they start to play, they're going to be able to give each other looks and they understand what I want. When I look at you, you'll know I'm going back door. Look at you, you know I'm coming to get the basketball. But right now, they don't know each other well enough to know exactly what they're doing. And I think that kind of stymies our offense for time. We have those offensive lulls, I think, large part because of that.
And you can see that as the coach. You see those moments
Yes.
where the little pause.
Yeah, the connection that we have to have. The ball needs to flow a lot easier. And it's not because guys aren't used to each other as much yet. And again, as you're starting to get that, then you get certain new guys, and then they're in the position where they're not. You know what I mean? So it's something we have to go through. It's a process, but you know, we're going to keep working. You know, we're going to stay positive, stay connected, and we're going to look at getting better. That's what this time is for. We got to keep improving. We have a tough preseason, as you know. We have a lot of great basketball ahead of us. In the month of the rest of December and in November, and we have to prepare for it.